Black Clover chapter 297 is a prime example as to why Noelle Silva is one of the best female MCs out of Shonen Jump, at the very least in recent times, because yo fam, if you compare her to like Sakura from the Naruto to Naruto Shippuden days, I'm not gonna count Boruto because Sakura's in a whole new league over there in Boruto, but in those days, as far as being the main shonen female, you know, the female lead of the story and things like that, you can't do it. You can't do it, fam. One of the biggest things that we're gonna get into, we're gonna talk about it all, but one of the things that really just, I was like, yo, was when Noelle is standing over Vonica with no regard, knowing what needs to be done, and is about to do it. And basically taking the W for that matter. Like, getting the actual W against one of the big baddie females of the story. Like, we gotta talk about it, fam. This chapter of Black Clover was insane. I loved it. I loved it. Oh my god. Let's do it. Let's talk a little bit about that Black Clover right now. Fam, that was hype. That was hype. Let's do it.
No matter how you do, get it done. No matter how you do, get it done. No matter how you do, get it done. No matter how you do, get it done.
Okay, so Black Clover 297 for starters, that color page that we started off with. Oh my god, let's talk about it. Noelle has never looked better than that before. Like, Noelle was looking like holy cow in her new Spirit Dive form. I was just kind of like, okay, Tabata, you doing your damn thing. Let's go. The art, the color, everything about it. I was like, it's simple, but very, very impactful. And again, this was all a Noelle-centric chapter, showcasing her coming full circle to her true ultimate potential. And I think we'll see even more than that. But yeah, we'll get into it in a second, because I potentially see a team up in the near future with Noelle, because the chapter starts off from where the last one left off, with Vonica being stabbed through. And man, I said it before and I'll say it again, Vonica should have been a Kenpachi from Bleach. The Kenpachi in Bleach, they love battle. They're crazy for battle. They love a good fight, and Vonica displayed every ounce of what it means to be a Kenpachi when she's there like, oh, you're so awesome. It's like, bitch, you done just got stabbed through. You're there on death's door and you talking about this girl is awesome. Are you out of... Oh, never mind, I forgot. You are out of your goddamn mind. Vonica, what is it, Zograti's? Like, yo, you bugging. You tripping. You are out of your mind. Then following Vonica basically praising Noelle, she starts throwing what seems like some meteorites, like black meteorite magic off of her body, looking like she's about to, I don't even know, explode or some shit, which that's honestly, if you think about it, symbolic and metaphoric almost example of how Vonica feels right now, that she is just, you know, been having her ass handed to her by Noelle, which is wild as shit, but that's what it felt like. And she starts screaming Noelle, which Noelle just like kicks her in her chin and just literally and figuratively just keeps kicking her ass all around. Like, you know, I've always liked Noelle. I've always been like, yo, Noelle's really dope and shit like that. But this chapter right here did a whole lot for me, looking at Noelle as a character and as a fighter. After Vonica's there like, Noelle, and Noelle just like kicks her in the jaw and shit like that and just keeps on beating her ass everywhere. And even the look in her face, I was just like, bravo, Noelle. Bravo. You're pretty awesome right now. To which we get one of my favorite scenes of the entire chapter, with Noelle standing over Vonica with a sword to her saying, you lose, Vonica. And I'm just there like, yo, she's ready to stab straight through her, like no remorse. And then Vonica with this, oh my god, smile. She's like, yo, that felt amazing. And she's there just smiling, all bloody, all beat the hell up and shit. And I'm like, you're sick. You're sick and I love it, but god damn it, Vonica, you are a crazed nut job. If you got your ass kicked and you got stabbed through, and right there somebody's about to just kill you, and you're there like, that was amazing. Like if you was on a roller coaster ride, like, I'm not even gonna ask anymore what's wrong with you. You're just to which she follows up with, it felt so good. What is this feeling? Could it be friendship? And I'm there like, again, I don't know, like, my reaction throughout this chapter was, it felt like a roller coaster ride just to keep reading her reactions to Noelle kicking her ass. She's like, is this friendship? What do you mean? Like, do you... I would love to get more backstory on Vonica. I think that's something that we need to understand the madness. I hope we get more, because really all we got, and I want to say it was mostly in the anime, was a little bit before the uprising and how they took over the Spade Nation and things, when it was just the three of them and they were kind of low-key, not that strong. I want more Vonica. I want to know more about her. What led her to being this crazy and thinking that getting stabbed through and basically like your life is about to flash before your eyes and you're calling this friendship? Are you out of your... I keep on asking the same question. I know the answer to. Am I insane? And she thought, like, I don't know, this was a Naruto and Sasuke rivalry for a moment. She's like, now it's my turn to chase you. Is this making us rivals? And no. Noelle's facial expression says it all, and this is what once again made it that I'm looking at Noelle like, yeah, this is more badass than, and I hate to compare her, but a lot of people do it, and it is what it is. This is more badass than anything Sakura did in Naruto, in original Naruto, and even arguably Shippuden, like where she's just looking at her like, bitch, please, no, what are you saying? Because she's even there like, yo, let's compete to see who gets stronger. And Noelle's facial reaction again, it's just it speaks volumes, and she talks a little bit after that, but just seeing her disgust, almost like, you, like, because let's not forget that Noelle does have it in her to be a little uppity of basically I'm royalty, so that kind of came out on top of just her disgust for this creature, this animal that Ivanica is. Like, yo, you think we're about to be, huh? What? Say that again. All I hear is stupidity. And when Noelle said, there's no way that this little trivial fight was enough to satisfy you, like, I gotta kill you, I'm killing you, sorry. I was there like, this is why, I am gonna lie, Noelle just shot up the ranks for me. This is why Noelle, now I'm looking at her like, oh, you a contender for a really, really strong up there female protagonist from a Shonen Jump manga. Because again, I've always liked Noelle. I always thought she was dope. Her battle with Ivanica last time was pretty awesome, even though she took the L. This one where she's literally willing to just, no, I'm gonna kill her now, like, it is what it is. I was like, yo, that's not, where did they do that at? I don't see a lot of other shonen main protagonists being willing to go that distance and, no, I'm gonna kill her. Like, Noelle gets major props from me for this one. Like, shout outs to Tsubasa making Noelle, like, because, you know, a lot of times they always say, like, oh, there's some sexism in manga. They don't give the shonen protagonist females ever that quality type of fighting or that personality that you like. Tsubasa ain't worried about that. He gives you Ivanica, which is on one side of the spectrum, epic and crazy, and then Noelle in this chapter just showcased a whole other side of her that I am loving. To which we get the big plot twist of Magicula telling Ivanica, you're intriguing, however, and yeah, everything just went batshit crazy. Like, it was already batshit crazy, it went even more crazy now with Magicula basically coming out of Ivanica and saying, you know, the circumstances are right, which something to note there, because she says, like, Lucifero doesn't even know about this, so why are you hiding this? Why would you hide this from the other big demons unless you're scared, unless, like, you're a lower rank, like, you're strong as hell, but you're still way lower than Lucifero, which kind of makes me question some things. I guess really Dante, while he was strong as hell and they went through a lot to take him down, and then of course, you know, you had Magna having to use this cheat hacks code that was really dope, and we already went through that very well prepared. Took 6 months just to do this one attack and shit like that. But probably Dante wasn't the greatest at wielding Lucifero and wasn't the strongest, or just in general Lucifero was probably only able to use a certain portion of his true power. Like, if Magicula is trying to hide this from Lucifero, it leads me to believe that that's because Magicula is a lot weaker and not on that level. So if you're weaker than that, and Magicula has been, you know, hyped up to be this great and strong being, cursing people, all sorts of shit, what's up with Lucifero's strength? Because she says that, again, Lucifero ain't noticed, and that there's 3 of the same sex, vastly powerful mages together, which is the perfect concoction for her to be able to descend and basically manifest. So it took 3 of the same sex, which kind of sounds a little cheap, I'm not gonna lie, because wasn't there 3 last time? Wasn't Lord of Hachika, Noelle, and Ivanica all together? The only thing that I could imagine has changed is the fact that Noelle got stronger. So Noelle getting stronger was what it took, I guess, to be able for Magicula to come out, which kind of like, I don't know. Like, the only other thing I could add to that is the fact that Ivanica was weakened, so she's, you know, naturally strong, but because she was weakened, Magicula was able to pull the wool over her eyes and come out. And it was interesting to see Magicula say, yo, I've been with Ivanica a long time, and I do sympathize, but bitch, I don't give a fuck right now, I'm here. Because apparently once Ivanica and Lord of Hachika die, she will be complete. She'll basically be able to fully resurrect, so to speak, which again, I'm kind of wondering, like, I'm guessing because Lord of Hachika is cursed, she is linked, but why is Noelle being there unless she's counting herself as the 3rd powerful mage? I don't know. Something felt a little bit off in that explanation of 3 of the same sex powerful mages, because if them 2 die, Noelle still needs to die, unless you're trying to weaken Noelle because you need all 3 of them to die, and she only said that Lord of Hachika and Ivanica need to die, but actually Noelle needs to die as well for her to fully manifest. But I still see, to be honest with you, maybe them getting knocked out, not completely dying, Lord of Hachika, or maybe Ivanica dying, Lord of Hachika being vastly injured, and then Magicula showing up, not being 1,000%, but being quite close to being at her full strength, and then it's going to lead to, I'm guessing Nozel is going to show up at some point, and we're going to have a tag team. Like, I want to see it. I think it's very fitting that Nozel shows up, Noel versus Magicula, because it all goes back to their mom. It all goes back to the battle that Vonica had with Aesir way back then, and Magicula cursing and all that other business. And it seems as though Magicula sped up the curse on Lord of Pachica, because Lord of Pachica now turned into a devil herself. She looked like she was straight up possessed, which again, she was, you know, she was already kind of cursed, but looks like it was possibly sped up. And I wonder, maybe, like, it's more plausible for somebody like, you know, Lord of Pachica to die than Noel, on top of the fact that, remember, her water spirit is now with Noel. So who knows, maybe Lord of Pachica could die. Maybe this curse is irreversible, so maybe her and Vonica will die, and it'll be like some epic shit if Vonica gets a second wind and Lord of Pachica grabs her in time to like kill her on some self-destruct. Like, that would be an epic way to go out, and it'd be perfect. It's just, you know, the shonen aspect of like, will they allow Lord of Pachica to die? I think it would work, especially if she already had a limited amount of time, because, you know, what was it, 6 months left or some shit like that? They ran through the 6 months. Yeah, it could very well be that Lord of Pachica, now that she's fully into that devil form, might not be able to come back. And damn, RP Gaja. Not that he's dead, but he's there trying to protect her, and because of Magicula, it sped it up, and it seems that Lord of Pachica like scratched the shit out of him, you know, got him real good. And I'm like, damn, Gaja, you still ain't getting you ain't getting that wop. I'm sorry, fam. And the chapter closes off with Magicula saying, if you guys die together, you won't be lonely, right, humans? Before that happens, I'll let you brawl one more time, which her allowing them to brawl one more time, again, is it for some sick pleasure of like, I want to see them hurt each other? Or is it more to it that she needs Noel to be weakened, or she needs to kill Noel as well in order for her to fully manifest? So that's something to think about there. Overall, this chapter, one of the things I loved, aside from the plot twist of Magicula coming out, which is insane in and of itself, I really loved Noel not having any compassion for a psycho like Vonica, and knowing what needs to be done and attempting to do what needs to be done. She was going to kill her there with no remorse. It was only that Magicula popped out. Like, bravo, Noel. I love that shit. I wish she would have got the job done partially, just because it would have demonstrated that Noel ain't playing games. Noel is really here to take dudes out if it needs to be done. But I'm very curious what you guys thought about this chapter. First of all, how do you feel about Magicula showing up? How do you feel about her manifesting out of Vonica? How do you feel about Vonica taking the L against Noel? How do you feel about Noel potentially going for the kill? Like, do you think Noel actually would have did it, or would have stopped at the last moment? And your overall thoughts and expectations for Black Clover chapter 298 and beyond. How do you think this is all going to play out with now Lord of Pachica being possessed and Magicula saying that these two need to die for her to resurrect completely? I don't know, but I know that we got one of the strongest devils out there on the field right now. Magicula, we got Noel there. Gaja, come on, do something. You gotta help out right now. We outnumbered, which them being kind of outnumbered and outclassed at this point to a certain degree, I'm imagining, like I said, I'm expecting Nozel to show up. Maybe I'm off on that, but yeah, this shit was hype. So all I have for this one though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm FunEverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life. Bye. Have an awesome day. Peace in. And yo, Magicula's on the field now, but once again, shout outs to Noel, fam. She did what needed to be done, and this is why I gotta put Noel over somebody like Sakura Haruno from Naruto, her Naruto days, because she wasn't on this level, this hype, this greatness. Yeah.
So just go.